Hello and welcome to Lanier. My name is Justin. I'm the owner of Team 53 and I partner with Coach Dave Academy and Impel Motorsports to bring you this week's Learn to Drive video for late model stocks at Lanier as part of iRacing's 2025 Season 2 Week 6 official series. If you guys can, make sure you like and subscribe. It does a ton to help my channel out. I'm just kind of a small time short track racer here in Wisconsin. I actually parked my late model this year, or at least for now, that's the plan. And my daughter Sydney, she's 12. She's going to be racing go-karts. So that's going to be fun for her. But we'll kind of see how the season goes. But let's dive in here to Lanier with the late model stocks. So if you've been around iRacing at all, you've probably driven Lanier in any or multiple cars. And I think the real secret to Lanier is just understanding not overdriving the car and just being consistent and getting into a routine. And that can be incredibly difficult for some people. So let's hop in here and let's look. So what I've done is this is where you're going to go out for qualifying. Otherwise, you got to drive down this front stretch pit lane. And what we're going to do is we're going to go out on track and we're going to go right up towards the wall, which you can do in the official qualifying session. You won't be able to do it in any iRacing official practice sessions. It'll black flag you. So you have to run around the apron until you get to the blue cone. But here in this session, we're testing, so we can pretty much do whatever we want. So we go out on track. We're going to tire heat up here around the top of the track. Now, it's a little bit longer of a distance up here along the top than it is on the bottom, so it lets you get a couple extra swerves in. Doesn't make a huge difference for the average sim racer, probably not. But let's give ourselves every opportunity we can here along the top of the track. So we go up here, pretty much the white line is good. Some guys will tire heat all the way down the backstretch. Wherever you can before it gives you that furled black flag, you're good. Now I'm going to go and make lap 1 be my fast lap. So we're going to grab it and we're going to get some heat and power down here off the turn 4. So you can see here now in looking at placement, we are all the way right side tires on this yellow line next to the wall, left side tires above this seam here. So when we look inside the cockpit, we're right up tight. You can kind of see that crack kind of in line with this second rivet in between the second and third rivets from the left here. So it's just kind of a good barometer to see how wide you really are here on the track. As we go into turn 1, we're going to start to turn in immediately, and then we're going to lift about 1, 2, 3, 4 dash lines, even with the Sunoco here on the inside of the track. And our goal is going to be to bring this car down. We want to cross over about midway through the second lane here at the white line. And we want to get these left side tires down here along this yellow through the corner. The yellow dash lines, if you get those left side tires hooked on that, it's going to help rotate the car too. And it'll help you save a little bit of your right side tires during race trim. But we're going to drive it down. As I said, we're going to cross over right here. And then it's a nice wide arc around, and you can see no throttle, no nothing. We're just kind of rotating it. As we get to apex of the corner here, we're going to start to throttle up. And let's take a look. This is what it looks like inside the car. So that second rivet is right here. We're over that line, so it's going to look very similar to what that crack line does down the front stretch for the seam. So we drive it down, we get that left front down there right on that yellow line here on corner exit, and then we just let this car drive itself up. Same thing as on the front stretch, you're going to grab the right side tires on that yellow line. We're going to rotate around. We'll lift about 1, 2, 3, 4 before in line with the Aikens 5-star dealer. We'll use a little bit of brake to set that nose, and then we're just going to rotate this car down. And as we get to the bottom, we're going to start to throttle up again. You can see there, driving it right down here to the bottom for a nice hard drive off. And that's how we'll get our 13,267. No doubts you're going to see some low twos, probably some ones here in practice or in qualifying trim once guys get used to the track a little bit and they hone in their package for this week. So let's show you this lap again inside the car. So I went and I threw a lap two in, but lap two really doesn't mean a whole lot, just because we had already turned our fastest lap, so we had burned it. Uh, so like I said, for me, lap one was definitely the fastest lap. Lap two still, you could turn it into a good lap if you kill your lap one, but really, really important to qualify really well here. It's incredibly difficult to pass with these late model stocks. So if I were you, and I'm struggling with this track, I would probably spend 70% of my time that I have to prepare for this week on doing qualifying runs. Race runs, you're going to pretty much have what you have, and it's not really going to matter that much. And you can see pretty much all my lap times, 47 to a 75, they're all pretty similar. So pit exit here at Lanier is right here at the exit of 1. Pit entry is right here off of 4. So if you have any issues and you need to pit, you got to come in off of 4, and then you're going to exit off of 1, so there's a little bit of an overlap. It's incredibly difficult to pit here and not go a lap down. So unless you have a lot of damage, meatball, I really wouldn't worry about pitting. The other thing with Lanier is that because we have a wall all the way around, right, all the way on the inside, all the way around on the outside, the track gets blocked, things happen, people are everywhere, and you really have to keep your head on a swivel. So it's really, really important that you have some type of extension with a track map. I use sim racing apps, just a super simple map. When there's cars on track, it'll show me where everybody is on track. It rotates so I can see where there's a car stopped, etc. Race Labs has something similar. Any one of those things will really help you. And if you guys are looking to improve your sim racing hardware, your pedals, your steering wheels, head over to Impel Motorsports. There's Moza stuff. A lot of it's out of stock right now. The new line, Moza V3s, V2s for a lot of this stuff is going to be coming out here in the next couple weeks. So we're just waiting for that to hit, and then there'll be a nice little restock for that. So race lap's going to look very similar. I would caution you guys on running as hard as you can. So here, what you'd normally do is you'll run really hard for about 2, 3, 4 laps after a restart, and then you'll kind of back your times down and just settle in. And just click off laps until you get to about 30-ish to go, and then it's really go time where guys are really going to start to ramp up. So that's something that you really have to think about for this week is how hard you want to push your car in relation to the track. If you can have more tire left over at the end, certainly that's going to help you. Um, the other big thing here is trying to pass. So because everybody's pretty much running the same gear and everybody's pretty much trying to run the same line, it's super hard to pass here at Lanier. The easiest or the best ways to pass, obviously you have your dive bomb zones into 1, your dive bomb zone here as we back up into 3, but all of those can be set up on how you come off the corner. So if you're able to get a really good run off the corner, you can set up a pass a little bit easier. You're going to see a lot of people here in the center of the corner feeding a little bit of throttle to give them a little bit of a boost in speed, and they'll bump into the car in front of them, and they'll send that car up the track. So you'll just see a lot of different things here. I always caution guys, I'm like, if you have to move somebody to pass them, you need to really look at what you're doing as a driver and gain some skills that way. But it's a tough pass here at Lanier. You wait, a guy pushes wide here on exit. Sometimes you can drive underneath them. You push a guy here, they take a really wide entry. You can send it in underneath there and get to their rear wheel, and then they've got to give you a lane. There's just a lot of ways to pass. You'll see guys going down onto the apron to try and pass as well. The bigger thing too is if you get a long green flag run and you have lap cars, Lanier is very notorious for lap cars going really high here in the corners, and then they'll come off the corner and they'll come down a half a lane and they'll take you out. So you just got to leave a little bit of extra space, have a little bit of extra room for everyone to work itself out. Now, in terms of race pace, what I would do is I'd go out and run, 10 laps as hard as you can. Take a look at your tire wear, and then back those lap times down, maybe a tenth and a half, till you get to a comfortable pace, and you just set that pace and you run that, and that will help you save a lot of tires. But If you guys can, head over to Team 53 Discord. It's going to be linked in the description below. We always love growing that. We're right about 600 subscribers, which is amazing for the channel. I'm incredibly thankful for each and every one of them. Yeah, head on over. We'll see you guys in the next video.